This is the McChicken from McDonald's. I unfortunately put this in a poll on what to review next as a joke, and it got the most votes, so now I have to commit. So please leave a like below as I lose my sanity. We'll be reviewing the McChicken as well as a KO. Is it better than the Hasbro version, or will it be some cheap knockoff? Now the McChicken is one of the most endearing pieces of fast food engineering in the modern age. Much like Geo and Optimus, its core design has remained largely unchanged for decades. You basically have a chicken slapped between two savory buns. Now this figure initially came out in the 80s, and it's had many iterations since then. In fact, it even went off the market one time, making it a rare item. But luckily, they've reissued it since then. The packaging the figure comes in is fairly simple. We have McDonald's on one side, and the other side, and all around, basically. It is fairly fragile packaging, which is kind of annoying, but it is recyclable, so I imagine a multi-billion-dollar company probably cares about the environment. But now let's unbox it. Now the figure comes in its alt mode. When you initially get the figure, you must carefully transform it to get it into the McChicken mode. To transform the figure, we're going to grab this part and bring that out to the side. We'll grab this part here as well and bring that out to the side. Now we're almost done. We're about halfway there. We're going to grab this piece here and we're going to just carefully bring it down. And now we have, oh my god. And now we have the McChicken in its McChicken mode. It seems like my copy came a little bit disassembled, so let me try to fix that. Let's flip it over to the other side, and there appears to be a lot of flaking issues going on. I'm not really sure what's up with that. That is a little bit concerning. I'm not sure how long this figure will last. Now, the worst thing about this is you can only transform it once. Now you're just kind of left with something you're meant to toss away. Wasteful. With the amount of money you're spending on this, at least make it so we can transform it back into the alt mode. Now what I have here is the hot and spicy variant, and this is just a redeco of the regular McChicken mold. But now who invented the McChicken? Aliens. It just makes sense. How can something so round, so savory, been made by anything else? You think humans could do that? Come on. So right away, I'm already noticing a lot of cracking issues on my copy of the figure. There seems to be quite a lack of quality control on this. I'm probably gonna have to reach out to customer support because this is unacceptable. In fact, it looks nothing like the promo images they released. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I feel like I'm being scammed. Sometimes these Chinese knockoffs kind of like upgrade the figure in some way, so we'll see how that is when we get to this. Now the outer shell is a soft golden brown color, and the texture on it feels a little bit rough. And if we turn it underneath, there seems to be some discoloration issues all the way over here and here as well. I'm really not a big fan of the quality issues in these line of figures. It's also not 5mm compatible, so you can't add any accessories to it. It would have been nice to see at least some 5mm pegs. Also, if you're wondering why I'm using a paper towel and not something like a, a plate, I don't really have an answer for that. Honestly, I feel very stupid and embarrassed that I did that. But hey, as the Chinese proverb goes, 吉祥树疯狂摇. So let's move on. Now, internally, we will find a standard patty-based exoskeleton, likely reinforced with sodium and mystery. It appears to have a fairly rough texture to it. If we can get a closer look at that over there, as you can see, it is very bumpy. Not sure how this would support the main structure of the figure, but I guess we'll find out. Now, there is also this mysterious white substance. That looks, oh boy. Looks very questionable to me. Oh, these are blast effect pieces. I guess I'm a fake McChicken fan for not knowing that. My bad. Now, unfortunately, there's no visible joints, no ratchets, no ball pegs on this anywhere. It's basically a brick former. But honestly, you may be surprised by the articulation once we get to that part of the video, so stick around for that. Now, the McChicken does pair well with the French fry upgrade kit, which of course you have to buy it separately, and it costs almost as much as the figure itself. Now, there is another upgrade kit called the soda upgrade kit. There's different variants with that. You can get the Coke upgrade, the Sprite upgrade. I'm not made of money, so I didn't buy any of that. But anyways, I think you'll be surprised by the articulation on this. We can move it up and down, tilt it left and right. We can do a full 360 rotation. That is awesome. We can move it like this. We can also turn it to the side. We can turn it to the other side as well. And also we can bring it like this, which I find to be really fascinating. But my favorite part of the articulation is we can do that. Piece of lettuce on me. Size-wise, here it is next to the Studio Series Optimus Prime. As you can see, the McChicken is just about as wide as the Optimus Prime figure. Here it is next to Bumblebee. Please stand straight over there for me. Okay, as you can see, it's still smaller than a deluxe class figure, the official McDonald's Gundam, and a pair of boobs. I mean the optional girl. Alright, now here is the knockoff McChicken. Now this didn't come in any sort of box or packaging, which I mean, that's fine. I would throw it away anyways. This also comes in its alt mode. So let's go ahead and transform it. Take this off. Yeah, this one is definitely a bit more difficult. Undo that. And here we have our knockoff McChicken sandwich. Now, I feel like I'm getting bare minimum presentation here, but hey, that's what I get for ordering a knockoff off of AliExpress. This is by the company known as Racetrack. I know there's also one from a company called 7-Eleven. Yeah, that's 2 numbers off from something else, buddy. You might want to change your name. How insensitive. As you can see, the transformation process here was a bit more annoying. And once again, we can't even transform it back into the alt mode. What the fuck? Also, this one also has a lot of flaking issues. What is going on here? You know, back in the day, we would get some really high quality figures. In fact, they even gave us Transformers. But enough complaining, let's get into the knockoff. Now, this one is also a piece of chicken, topped and bottomed by 2 savory buns. This one appears to be fried just like the other one, but there's no other like added on bits over here. So I find this one to be really plain. Articulation is pretty much the same. We can do this. Wait, are you still here watching? You might be one of my most loyal viewers if you're still here. You're part of this channel's lore now. So the articulation's pretty much the same. You got all the articulation section, right? You didn't zone out there or anything? Nothing weird happened? Okay. Overall, between these 2 sandwiches, I gotta go with the McChicken. I know it's a low quality figure, but it's my low quality figure. But let me know if you would prefer the authentic McChicken or the knockoff McChicken. But hey, maybe the real McChicken was the friends we made along the way. Now go check out this other video over here. Go check it out right now. Go, watch it right now. Watch it.